Beef, beer and chocolate might not be the obvious choice, but this Belgian dish is a favourite.
Thanks to your requests, Tesco took us to Ireland, where we met some great chocolatiers to learn how the magical stuff gets made.
Now we're knocking up 6 delicious chocolate recipes, recommended of course by you. So let's talk chocolate.
Now we're in Ireland and we're going to cook an amazing dish with Irish beef, beer and chocolate that stems from Belgium. It starts with bacon, so I'm going to chop a couple of rashers of bacon up into lardons over here.
Meanwhile, I'm going to peel these carrots.
It's a dish that the Belgians, it's their equivalent of like chili fries. So
What?
you know the Americans, as a comfort dish, they have chips with like chili on top.
Yeah.
And it's a real comforting dish. This is the Belgian equivalent. It's kind of comfort food. So the bacon's going to go in, plenty of fat on that bacon because that's what's going to cook our beef and give it a nice crisp colour in a minute. So plenty of heat, and as soon as that starts to sizzle, we can add in our beef, which is beautiful Irish beef. Again, quite a lot of fat marbled through it and around it, and that's what keeps it so tender when it cooks. If you've only got a small pan, do this in batches because you want it to get a nice charring kind of colour. So too much in the pan will lower the temperature. And while you do the carrots, I'm going to stretch across and grab a leek. So this hasn't got onion in it. The leek keeps it quite sweet, but I'm going to take about a third of this leek really. That's all we need. So look at that, the beef's starting to get some pretty good colour on there. That always adds to the flavour. We grab ourselves a bowl, any bowl. We just take all of that out for the moment.
Okay.
Put it back in a minute, but now all the carrots can go in.
This way for the camera.
And all of our sliced leeks. And the last ingredient that needs to go into this mixture is a clove of garlic, if you can do that, Mike.
Yar.
And meanwhile, these are some of the herbs that we got from the English market. So some rosemary, and some thyme. As the veg begin to sweat down, we can now add in a knob of butter.
Irish butter,
Of course.
obviously. Now, we went to this incredible brewery where they make chocolate stout. So we're going to stick this chocolate stout into this Belgian dish and create an international super hit.
So this all goes in along with a handful of flour, which is going to help thicken it. All of our beef and bacon goes back in, and that is the sauce. Now you might want to add maybe half a glass of water to this in an hour's time, but all you've got to do is put it back on the heat, let it bubble very, very gently for about 2.5 hours until that beef literally is falling apart. It's thickened up, it's gloopy, it's silky. Just add water if it starts to get too thick, but 2.5 hours cooking is good. Just before the stew is finished, we can start to cook our chips.
Pommes frites, as they are known in Belgium.
Correct, and they would actually cook them in beef dripping, traditionally. So
Yes.
they have an amazing flavour, and that's what we're going to do here.
Wow.
I'm deliberately keeping the skin on these because I think there's great flavour there, bit of colour, bit of texture, and we're basically making thin chips. Now the beef dripping should be at 150 degrees Celsius. And these chips, if you cut them to about this size, they'll take about 5 or 6 minutes to cook.
Okay.
So they're completely cooked through, but they'll still be soggy. So at that point, you need to scoop them out, turn the temperature of the beef dripping way up to 180.
Crisp them up.
And then throw them back into crisp up in the last second. So these are going into our beef dripping.
Excellent pommes frites techniqueage there.
Look at this.
So, 2.5 hours later.
And it is thickened up, it's glossy.
Can I have a...
It's got, please do.
Ooh,
It's got an amazing flavour from the stout.
Oh, yeah, that
At
is
this point, it sounds crazy,
so smooth.
but a little pinch of sugar, a little pinch of salt.
Why the sugar?
It just helps really sweeten it because now what we're going to add some amazing 70% chocolate. So this is relatively bitter.
Yep.
This is chocolate that Benoit gave us, a Frenchman in Ireland, a master of chocolate. So our chips need to bubble away for about 5 more minutes and then we'll fish them out, turn the temperature up and back into crisp off. Meanwhile, our stew is going to bubble away, melt down the chocolate and we can cook some carrots. And there we go, after their second fry, really golden, super crispy, out onto some paper to drain and a little sprinkle of salt just while they're still hot. Now traditionally they would put the stew right over the top, but I think this time
You're going to partition it, aren't you?
we're going to partition it so we can showcase the best of both.
Oh, look at that.
We've gone super simple just with carrots, freshly cracked pepper, and there we go. Super comfort food. It's our Belgian beef and beer stew with chocolate, of course. Sorted.
Oh, that is really good. That sauce is amazing. The beef, lovely, but the sauce is so smooth, and it is chocolatey. It's really thick and, dare I say it, meaty. It's really strong flavour. I love it. Chocolate really works with that.